Yeah, but Lord willing, you'll have some, because that's your job. God say you go forth and multiply.
Last precept for you, sister, before you go. This is John 14 and 15. If you love me, keep my commandments.
So if we love the Lord, if you love the Lord, we have to keep his commandments. We have to continue to do what he says, rather than saying, oh, I'm going to keep a couple and not. To the best of our ability, we have to keep his commandments. But yeah, sister.
Alright, sister. It's nice that you listen and you pay attention. So we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Sister. And stay safe and subscribe to the YouTube channel, sister. Yeah, we never time we can do
Yeah, so there's 2 channels on there. You can subscribe to both channels and you can get more edification. Thank you for listening, and I love how you've been humble, so all praise to the Most High. So, Shalom. Yeah, but can you put some?
My brother, bring in the family and come in. Come learn the history.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 14 and verse 2. And Asa did that which was good and right in the eyes of the Lord his God. For he took away the altars of the strange gods and the high places, and break down the images, and cut down the groves, and commanded Judah to seek the Lord God of their fathers, and to do the law and the commandments.
So Asa was a great king because he told the people, come away from sin, come away from idolatry, come away from idols. So he broke down the idols and cast them in a furnace and told them to keep the commandments of God, because the commandments of God is better than any idol. Idols are created by men. All of these religions are all idols because they're created by men. The Bible is the true and one source of knowledge.
That's right. Show sister walk one, my brother.
Alright.
Yeah, let's quickly run through.
Get me Jeremiah 6 and 2. 6 and 2.
You know you're not meant to celebrate Christmas. Brother's gonna show you that you're not meant to celebrate Christmas.
Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 6 verse 2.
Reload!
I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
So this is what the Lord calls you. You're a daughter of Zion, and a daughter of Zion you're a daughter of Israel, and you're a beautiful and special daughter of Zion unto God and to the people of your nation. So read Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So the Lord says, you and your nation is a special people unto himself. A holy people. Do you know what holy means? Get me Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26. Because holy don't mean, in church they'll say to be holy is like you're top of top and you're holier than thou. That's what they say in church, but this is what holy means.
Leviticus chapter 20 verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I the Lord am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine.
Do you know what severed means? What does it mean? All praises. So what it's saying is that holy means set apart. We read Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6, and then because we've got the context now. 7 and 6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So thou art a set apart people unto the Lord thy God.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So the Lord is saying, I've chosen a nation of people to be a special people above all people that are upon the face of this earth. To be the best at everything that they do. That's why there's one nation that excels in sports, one nation that excels in cooking, one nation that excels in anything that they put their hand to, they can make it perfect. And that nation would be of your people. Where does your father come from, if you don't mind me asking? Nigeria. What tribe? Igbo. Okay. Do you know what that would make you? It would make you a children of Israel, a child of Israel. But I know that sounds like confusing because you've been taught you're a Christian, right? Can I show you when you were first called Christians? Get me Acts chapter 11 and verse 26. Get me Acts chapter 13 and verse 1. Did you know that the word nigger's in the Bible? Alright, we'll show you.
This is book of Acts chapter 11 and verse 26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that over a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch.
This is when the word Christian came into existence. Christian was like a byword that was given to the disciples. A byword saying like, black is a byword. Watermelon mantra is a byword. So this is what the disciples were given. The Christian is just a byword. It's not the word that they were used to call because they wanted to hide them from their true nationality. The true nationality that the disciples were Israelites.
Right.
Get me, are they Israelites? So am I.
1 Corinthians chapter 11.
I believe.
1 Corinthians. Drop that for a second.
1 Corinthians.
What's your religion that you're into? Catholic.
Get me,
Catholic being universal,
All of the other doctrines stem from the Catholic, stems off of Catholicism. Yes, because the Catholic Church, through the Pope, they ordained all kind of wicked things to happen. The Pope Nicholas V of Rome, he wrote a papal bull, what was an audit, and gave it to and said to the Portuguese and the Spaniards that they should go into the New World, which is across the New World, and anyone they should subdue all the other nations, and those that would not adhere to their religion, to the Catholic religion, they should be killed. So that's what they did, and they forced their doctrine onto other people. But the Bible, my young sister, is not a religious book.
Right.
This book consists of the law, statutes, and commandments that Moses got and he gave it unto the children of Israel. That's what this book is, my young sister. It's got the children of Israel history in there. So when they took this book and create religions, had to see there. Yeah. So that's what happened to us as a nation, because we disobedient. The Father said he was going to send us into captivity. So okay, brother, bring it up.
Yeah, so sorry about the wait, sister. This is a scripture that I wanted to bring out.
2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 22.
Yeah.
Are they Hebrews? So am I.
And this is Paul speaking. Paul saying, prove it to you that all of the prophets, all of the disciples were Israelites. They weren't Christians. Christians means follower of Christ, yes, but it was a man-made term given onto them. Just like Catholicism is given onto you, and you say that you're Catholic, but read on anyway.
Right.
Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I.
So Paul is saying, are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. Because Paul is an Israelite. All of the prophets that you would read in the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, they're all Israelites. They're not of any other nation. And can I prove to you what color the Israelites are? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and verse, Songs of Solomon 1 and 5, Job 30 and 30.
This is the book of Romans 11 and 1. I say then, had God cast away his people? God forbid, for I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
So that's Paul confessing again that he is an Israelite, and now he's saying what tribe he's from. He's from the Benjamites tribe. Do you know how many tribes there are? Read Revelations 21 and verse 12. Because how many gates do you think there are to heaven? Alright, you're gonna find out.
Revelation 21 and verse 12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the name of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
So those are the 12, there's 12 gates to heaven.
Right.
This is a Bible we're reading out.
Right.
No other book. So there's only 12 gates to heaven, and those 12 gates represent the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
But in Christianity now, they'll tell you there's one big golden pearly gate to heaven, when there's 12. It doesn't mention one big pearly gate. So Catholicism will teach you. What do they teach you? Yeah, what do they teach you? Huh? Love thy neighbor as thyself. Do they teach you how many commandments there are in the Bible? 12. Do you know that? First, yeah. Everyone's your neighbor. Alright. Let's establish how many commandments there are in the Bible first before we get onto the name. So there's actually 613 commandments in the Bible. There's the 10 or 12, you say, represents the moral law. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery. That's the moral law. But there's other laws. There's the sacrificial, there's the ceremonial, there's the civil, there's things like fringes, there's dietary. Fringes is not in the 10 commandments, but it's still a commandment in the Bible. Numbers chapter 15 and verse 37. So, yeah. Read that, and then we're gonna read what color the prophets were in the Bible.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 37. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them.
So that's a commandment that God gave unto us, to wear our fringes. We have fringes on in the border of blue, so that we can remember the commandments of God, to stop us from going off. We see pork in the supermarket. It's looking juicy and fat, But we don't pick it up because we remember our fringes. And remember, now we have to keep the commandments. Did you know that? Anyway, I'm jumping too quickly from place to place, but I'm gonna read to you what color the prophets were in the Bible, and then we'll get some more commandments.
Acts chapter 13 verse 1.
Oh yeah. Read that.
Acts chapter 13 verse 1. And now there were in the church that were at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that were called nigger. That were called nigger.
So the prophets were called niggers. So why is it that now the prophets are painted as some pale skin looking people? When you see the depiction of the Last Supper, they're all pale skinned people. Because it's a lie. They're not pale skinned people. They're not. And Jesus Christ isn't an Arab.
Right.
Jesus Christ is a so-called black man according to the Bible.
Right.
Bring it out.
Got one through the Jeremiah 14:2. Drew the morning and the gates thereof language. They are black unto the ground.
So what that's saying is Judah is in mourning and the gates thereof languish. Those people, the Judites and the Israelites are black onto the ground. That's professing what their skin color is. They're so-called black people. They're not Arabs. They're not Turks. They're not the so-called white man, because he's not white. He's red.
Right.
You slap him, he goes red.
Right.
He goes embarrassed, he goes red.
Right.
You put him in the sun, he goes red.
Right.
So there's no such thing as black and white. We're different colors of brown. That's why I said Jesus Christ is a so-called black man.
Right.
Because anyway, we're gonna read it to you. Revelations 1:13.
Ready. Revelation 1:13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man,
Who's the Son of Man? Alright.
clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
So he had a garment on down to his foot, a long garment on, and he had like a championship belt on. That's what it says, a golden belt of the paps, a golden girdle. That's what it's describing.
Right, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Alright. White in color, but woolly in texture. Now, who has sheep hair on this earth? What nation of people has sheep hair? African. Yeah, you're right. But there's the Caribbean people that have woolly textured hair. So-called black people, to say, would have woolly textured hair. But it was white in color because Jesus had lots of wisdom.
And his eyes were as the flame of fire.
So when it says his eyes were as a flame of fire, it's talking about his eyes were red with wine, because he used to drink a lot of wine, and the first miracle that he did was to change water to wine.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
What color is brass, sister? Huh? Yeah, brass. Brown. Now read it again for me.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Now if you put a brown thing in a furnace, what's it coming out as? When it cools down. So alright, say I put my chips in the oven and I burnt my chips. What's it coming out? Okay. So why is Jesus Christ painted as a pale skinned guy? Why is he painted as a so-called white man? Huh? Of course, colonialism. And that's when you're in Catholicism, that's what you're conforming to, colonialism. Believe it or not. Because Jesus Christ isn't a cracker. He is a brother. He is a so-called black man according to the Bible. And isn't what's written in the Bible true? No. So, you're not Catholic. You still believe you're a Catholic, even after you read what color Christ is. All right, but we just read when Christianity first came into account by societal standards. But society could, so if our society told you to jump off a cliff, you would jump off a cliff. Yeah, but what we said about the labels were these labels are wrongly given. The so-called white man put these labels on us to keep us in a dust-out state of mind by saying, oh, you're black and he's white. Right. He's not white.
Right.
He does not represent purity whatsoever.
Right.
That guy is a rapist, he is a colonizer and a murderer, and he's a guy that loves to commit genocide even up until now.
That's right. That's right.
So, for him to say that...
You don't believe that you can commit genocide?
As a nation of people.
Everyone is grown. Young sister, let me ask you something. So,
when America decided that they're gonna go and mash down Libya and Syria and Iraq and all these places, this is thing that's happened recently in your lifetime, where you've heard of it and it's happening now. So how are they grown up? Grown up to what?
I'm not saying you represent them, but you say they're grown. Everybody's grown up. So if everybody's grown up, why is these atrocities happening at their hands? Sorry?
Hold that point. Read your precept.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 15, sister. This is for these people, yeah? 1 and 15.
Read it out.
That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered.
So, the reason why that they go and kill and rob and all of these things is because they're a crooked set of people. Pardon? Yes, that's innately in them. They're innately wicked, because it doesn't matter on the individual. Do you really think if you and your so-called white friend were to go out to a party and something was going to happen to you, do you think they would stick around? No, I wasn't saying I do. Because it's written in the Bible how their attributes are, what their attributes consist of. So I can't put my... Get me Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. You did a precept.
Proverbs 16 and verse 4. The Lord made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
So God made everything for a purpose. There can't just be all good, there has to be evil too. This is God giving us a bit of justification of why he set things up the way he set it up. He set the wicked up to be wicked. And the wicked is in these other nations. No, there is. Jeremiah 5 and 26 says, but the innately wicked is in those people. Right. It's not in us to be wicked.
Right.
We got taught these things by these people. We got taught to butt break. We got taught to commit adultery. This is what we got taught. We never said one morning, and God never put the spirit on us to do these things. Read your precept.
This is the book of Job, chapter 8 and verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. So basically, sister, we as a people, we have to inquire about our former ancestors, our past. We have to search these scriptures because this book, it wasn't given unto all people. This book was given unto our nation. You understand? The Bible was written by our ancestors for us to learn who we are. You understand? Yeah? So, our ancestors who just a few years ago would be called blacks and dogs, and we couldn't even go into a restaurant to eat because it would say whites only. Right. So, are we to just act simple and forget all about these things that our grandmothers and our grandfathers used to go through in this country, or even in the Caribbeans? It would be silly of us to just say, oh no, you know what, that we're grown now. We're grown now, and now we're doing what these people have taught us. You understand? Because as you can see down the corner there, our people are simple and doing with coonery. They're singing what? Christmas and jingle bells. Do you know where these jingle bells came from? The jingle bells, it came from the slaves. They used to put bells on them. So if they tried to run away off the plantation, the bell would keep on ringing so they would know where they are hiding. Right. You understand? Teacher. So sister, we can't be simple. We can't say these things don't matter. We can't say all the atrocities that have happened to our people, and we are the only people on this world. They're still putting us in prison, man. Yeah. That's right. And we are the only people on this world. The greatest thing, the greatest atrocities have been done to our people. Right. But yet still we are the only people who say, you know what, I forgive them. Right. I want to be one. The Jewish man forget that? Yeah, the Jewish man hasn't forgiven the Nazis. Why have we forgotten our oppressors? Right. Why do we want to live like them now and we want to wear straight hair when God gave us the purest hair on the earth? You understand? Carry on.
So what brother's saying to you is that we can't be a simple set of people and say, it was a long time ago, we've grown up, and let's forget about slavery and those things there. Because like what my brother said, the Jewish man hasn't forgotten about his Holocaust, and the Holocaust was nothing in comparison to what happened to us. That's right. There was millions of us that got killed compared to a couple thousand of them that got killed, and they make it up like it's such a big thing. But when we talk about slavery, now we're all of a sudden are bad people, and all you think about is slavery. Oh, why are you talking about slavery? Is that all you can think? Yes, because it's our history. So we can't be silly and cornel-minded saying, you know, it was a long time ago, so just forget about it.
And during our hard bondage, our slavery, it was only our people getting killed by millions all across the world. In the so-called Holocaust, there was a lot of people being killed. It wasn't just the so-called Jewish people. A lot of blacks, a lot of our people was killed by Hitler. You understand? But these things don't come up in history. Right. You understand? So we need to get back to our thing. We have always been persecuted and always hated by every nation and by all people, even by Hitler. But the so-called Jewish man won't teach these things. They won't teach that the blacks was being slaughtered by Hitler as well. You understand? Carry on, brother.
So, sister, what we're trying to say is that when you say they've grown, they haven't really grown because it's still innately in them to be wicked. It's still innately in them to be wicked. It hasn't come diminished from them, because even now they're still killing now. But read Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15, and let me finish off.
Come, sister. Deuteronomy
Oh, okay. Get me Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17.
According to what you learn in the Catholic Church.
Oh, 16.
Everybody can be
okay.
saved.
Yeah.
Is this in the scripture?
Right, 1960.
Gotta read something to you. Right?
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator, a profane person as Esau, who for one most loved meat sold his birthright. For he knew how that afterwards, when he would have received the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
So Esau is the so-called white man's biblical name. Esau was rejected from the blessing, and he's a profane person. Profane person means he's a violent killer, he's a violent man. So we can't take up the philosophies of him, because it's in his nature to be violent and wicked, and we are not violent and wicked. We are the good people.
Not by nature, but we have learned from our enemies. We are not wicked and cruel by nature. We have learned these things from our enemies.
Exactly. Like I said before, we've learned. We didn't. It was never in our nature to kill our brother. We learned black on black violence. We learned to. You live in Africa, I live in the Caribbean. Oh, we're not brothers and sisters. Stay far away from me. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to love one another as we love ourselves. Because you're my sister, so I'm supposed to love you. I'm your brother, you're supposed to love me, because there's no other nation that loves me. There's no other nation that looks out for me, just like how your brother and sister will look out for you. And that's your neighbor. Your neighbor is not, oh, my next door neighbor next door. That's not your neighbor.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 10. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God. And her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
So remember what we said. How many gates are there to heaven? Exactly. And who does the 12 represent? Read the last part of it again.
Verse 12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
The 12 tribes of the children of Israel. That's who the 12 are. And you would be a child of Israel. But I have to step down now and give it to another speaker. But stick around for about 5 more minutes and he'll show you that you are a children. You're not a Catholic. You're not a Christian. I'm an Israelite.
That's right.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5. Whose oppressors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
So what that's saying is, whose possessors hold them as slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Do you remember George Floyd? Who killed him? What nation of people killed him? Exactly. Our oppressors are still killing us today and holding themselves not guilty. There's a lot of people, especially in America, that have gone missing, and the oppressor said, "Oh, case closed. That's it. Doesn't matter." And they have held themselves not guilty. And the people are saying, because they're doing this, everyone gets paid when someone dies, because the morgue man gets paid, the judge gets paid, Everyone gets paid except the family who's grieving.
And sister, you know, they do so much to try and justify slavery. They tell you, oh, slavery was actually a good thing because people got civilized out of slavery. You understand? And before slavery, we was the people who taught these Europeans civilizations. You understand? These people usually poop and just throw it down from the windows, like up you see there, 2 stories up. They would just pour it down in the streets. Do you understand? They didn't used to bathe. They still have a phobia against water because they think water is something dangerous to them. You understand? But there is nobody going around trying to justify the Holocaust and saying, oh, but the Holocaust was actually a good thing because there's no, do you understand? There has never been said anything about, oh, but the Holocaust was actually a good thing. But the greatest atrocity that has done in the earth, in the history of the world, there's always justification for it. You understand? You say, but, oh, it was a good thing because people got civilized and you people, you got to learn a lot and... Carry on, my brother.
Yeah, but it's a lie. And if I wish I could swear up here right now because... But it's all crap that they say about justification of slavery, because we were the civilized people. We were the people that civilized these people to understand what it was to be cleanly. Because all Jack the Ripper times and whatever they want to teach you in history, they weren't bathing, they weren't doing anything. It was disgusting in them times. But we are the civilized people and we are the greatest nation on the earth. That's why they have to come to us for every damn thing. But with that, I'm going to have to close out and give it to another speaker. And I say, Barakatai Yahawah, Barakatai Washai. Barakatai Yahawah, Barakatai Washai. I Emmanuel, Shalom. Kwam yasharahla, Kwam yasharahla.